Hello, Hillwood. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Eliza.
Here's what's happening at HMS.
Want to travel, compete, and learn more about business and technology, or get a head start on your future?
The Central High School Future Business Leaders of America will be coming to Hillwood on Tuesday, April 26th, after school in the library. Join us on the path to success.
I've got 2 words for you Huskies: chicken flip.
There's nothing on earth more epic than a chicken that can do a flip.
Be a part of history. The first annual HMS Spring Carnival is April 23rd from 11 to 3.
There will be a dunking booth, bounce houses, obstacle course, football throw, candy walk, and wait for it, flip a chicken!
The next rehearsal for the Peter Pan musical will be Monday.
The first performance is May 19th. Put it on your calendar today.
Here's what else is happening at HMS.
Fire!
Let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. Just get back to where you once belonged. Get back.
Welcome to another special edition of Back in the Day Friday. How you doing, old man Evan?
Good.
Where'd you been?
Well, I took a little trip down to Cuba. I took a sailboat. You know, back in the day, all they had was the wind to take from place to place. So I took a little trip, sailed down to Cuba. It's like going through a portal in time and going back in the day. You know, because of the embargo, they still got the old cars and everything. It's like another world. So it's good to be back here in the States, though. So what do we have in the mailbag today, Ryan?
Let's take a look, old man Evan. Dear old man Nevitt, the Warriors just finished 73-9, breaking the 95-96 Bulls record of 72-10. If the 15-16 Warriors played the 95-96 Bulls, who would win? From Warren, Terrence, and Jacob.
All right, that's a great question, guys. I know a lot of excitement. You know, right now with the playoffs starting and the Bulls going, the Warriors going 73-9. Bulls went 72-10. That's one better, right? You don't have to be a mathematician to know 73, one better than 72. So this is a great question. What would have to happen first is, you know, they would have to travel back and forth to time. So I assume that, you know, when they're playing in Golden State, the Bulls time travel to the present day and play on the Warriors court, and then the Warriors have to travel back in time to 95-96 to play the Bulls. So you got a few things to think about here. One, you know, the big matchup, of course, you know, Jordan versus Curry. Who's going to win it? Well, Jordan, the thing about him, everybody knows Jordan was a great scorer, just like Stephen Curry's a great scorer. But Jordan played defense too, great defense. So the question is, can Curry guard Jordan? Can Jordan guard Curry? I think Jordan's going to have a better shot at guarding Curry than Curry is of Jordan. But in the present day, the rules are a little different. They don't allow as much contact. Maybe all of a sudden the refs are blowing the whistle every time Jordan tries a little hand check on Curry. So maybe that throws things off a little bit. Now, the key issue here is Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was a guard on the 95-96 Bulls team. He's the coach of the Golden State Warriors. So how does Steve Kerr fit into this? You know, does 95-96 Steve Kerr slack off a little bit? He was a 51.5% three-point shooter. That's even better percentage than Curry this year on that team. Does he slack off, miss some shots because he wants old Steve Kerr, the coach, to win? Or does old Steve Kerr prefer his old team? Does he slack off a little bit and let the Bulls win? You know, Kerr and Jordan, Jordan was really intense. And he actually punched Steve Kerr one time in practice. That's how intense Jordan was as a player. You know, he's not like Allen Iverson, you know, practice, what does it matter? It's just a practice.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game, dude. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man. When you come in the arena and you see me play, don't you? Absolutely. You see me give everything I got, right? Absolutely. But we talking about practice right now.
Jordan was intense all the time and intense competitor. Now the real key question, the key concern is what happens when old Steve Kerr sees young Steve Kerr. It could, like Doc says in Back in the Future, they see each other, it could cause a rupture in the space-time continuum and we all get ripped out of existence. I think that's really the most likely scenario. So we probably don't want to jump in the DeLorean and head back to 95, 96.
And that does with basketball.
Right.
Exactly.
Basketball.
Well, thank you, old man Nevitt.
Yeah, great.
All right, old man Nevitt, what is the back in the day artifact we had today?
All right, got something real exciting today and a special back in the day guest. So, first, you ever see anything like that?
It looks like a candy cane.
It looks like a candy cane. It does look just like a candy cane, same color, same shape, but you don't want to eat this. This is a replica of the old barber's pole. You ever seen a picture of the old barber's pole?
Oh
Red
yeah,
and
the
white
spinning
stripes?
wheel.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, interesting story about the old barber's pole. The red and white actually stands for blood and bandages. You believe that?
Ooh, so
Back in the early days, from the Middle Ages on through for the next few hundred years, the barbers, they would actually also do some surgery, some dental work. If you got a teeth that needs to be pulled, the barber, he cuts his hair, gives you a little shave, and then whoosh, takes that tooth out. And if you got anything from the sore throat to the plague, they do what they call bloodletting. They would actually cut a vein, let your blood run out, and the idea was they thought they were getting whatever the bad things that were causing this illness out of your body. Obviously, we don't do that anymore. In modern medicine, doesn't help at all. Now we understand, bacteria and viruses and things like that. But back then, the barber would actually also do the bloodletting. So the blood, the red stand for the blood and the white for the bandages that they would have to use to clean this up. So, like I said, back in the day, you would go to the barber, and the barber not just cut your hair, he could give you a little shave too. And so we got a special guest back in the day, aficionado and expert, Mr. Shelton, to come here and tell us all about how it works.
Hey everybody, how you doing? How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Great. All right. Welcome, Mr. Shelton. So, tell us a little bit about what the barbershops were like back in the day.
Well, everybody might not know it, but before I was a teacher, I was thinking about becoming a barber. And I actually was in barber college for a while. I don't know if you realize there's such a thing as barber college. They teach you. It's not easy being a barber.
Yeah.
And it's not just you go in and get a haircut. That's not what it was like back in the day. A lot of people would go in and they would want to shave. So they taught me how to shave, give shaves, not with your fancy, what do they call those nowadays, the big 5 blades on one razor.
Right.
We didn't have those. You got a straight razor like this. And I don't have my leather strap, but that's how you would sharpen it. So this one may be a little dull, I don't know. And I may be a little nervous being on camera here, so hopefully I'm
Is this safe?
not a little shaky.
All right. And no quick movements. Try not to flinch. Try not to flinch, Ryan. And don't try this at home, like Mr. Shelton said. Unless you've been to barber college, don't try the straight razor at home, boys.
Now normally, way back in the day, you would have a little bar of soap, you would put it in your cup. You'd have a little brush here, you would put some water in there, work up a little foam, and then you would put that on there. You got to get it across your mouth and stuff. Then you would take the straight razor. We don't have that today. We're just going to use the old-fashioned Barbasol. Not the edge, not that edge gel stuff. This is real foam.
Barbasol. That's the classic Barbasol.
I'm ready.
You notice, and you notice there, Ryan, on the can here, we've got the red and white, the classic barbershop stripes there on the Barbasol shaving cream.
Hey, you actually have a little hair there. You got a little fuzz.
Growing it out.
Yeah. The beards are popular today. Back in the day, especially in most of the 20th century, the clean look was the look, the clean shaven look. Now that the beard is getting there, and Ryan's starting to work on that, but we're going to cut that off today.
Oh, towel? when you go to the barber, usually they give hot towels. You can have a hot towel. And they put that on your face. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, now remember, like we said, Ryan, we don't want to flinch here.
Wish me luck.
You gotta get loose. Okay, yeah, you would definitely want to be still. So you would just sit there. Oh, I'm a little shaky. Oh, be still.
Like we said, kids, don't try this at home. Yeah, my barber named Chuck Pickett. I used to go to the barber shop on Cherry Lane down in Fort Worth. Chuck Pickett, sit there, he'd tell you old stories, cut your hair, give you a shave, and tell you some old stories.
That's a good point, Mr. Nevitt, because that's what a lot of people went to the barber shop for. It's kind of a social thing. You want to go and have the barber. He was like your psychiatrist sometimes. He could solve all your problems.
That's right. You didn't have all these fancy psychiatrists and counselors and things like this. You go to the barber, you get things off your chest, you open up, and that was what it was all about. It was really a social gathering spot at the barber shop. You might even hear some music, the barber shop quartets. Might hear some music down at the barber shop, a little singing and 4-part harmony.
Isn't that nice when you're getting your teeth ripped out?
Yeah. Well, the teeth extractions, they were done with that by the time that I was at the barber shop. I'm not sure if the barber shop quartet and the tooth extractions intersected.
Maybe not. Here's the tricky part right here. The lip, the upper lip, is where we have the most accidents shaving. Nothing. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Anybody? We have a doctor nearby. Here,
yeah.
you got to grab the nose, pull up the nose, so you can get to that lip.
Be careful, Ryan. Very still.
Oh, you're right.
We do have Nurse Kim on speed dial here, if necessary.
Hey, you get a little. What's that stuff they put on there to keep it from bleeding? We used to have when you get a nick, we put a little.
I need that.
You'll be all right. Don't sneeze. Oh, there you go. Man, you're clean as a whistle
All
right
right,
there.
that's looking good there.
All right. Man, you might be able to go out and get you a girl now.
Maybe.
So, to finish up, of course, you got the aftershave lotion. We got some vintage Aqua Velva right here.
Other than Aqua Velva was the main, you did have the Old Spice.
I feel a lot better.
Boy, you look great. Oh, don't eat that. That's not whipped cream. I got a little in your hair there, but that'll be all right.
All right,
That's okay.
So Ryan, you're just gonna get a little bit on your hands here, rub it together.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Thank you.
That'll be 2 bits. Do you know what 2 bits are?
All right, so back in the day, the straight razor, the barber shop, that's the way they did it. Ryan, he's never looked better. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time, back in the day.